So why today? What is this specific about this topic? Why we want to discuss about it today is that, of course, we as a project leaders and of course the business leaders, we have been in a this interesting contradiction stage here, where one side we have been hit with a tsunami of generative AI and AI machine learning concepts. And it is impacting our personal lives, professional lives with leaps and bounds throughout, right? We know about it. No question about it, it is here to stay. On the other side, we are also grappling with the important wave of urge that everything what we do today has to be sustainable. Not only sustainable in the form of economic, environmental, but also the people element of sustainability, which is very crucial, right? With that in mind, I think it's very important that we all as a project leaders, as a fraternity, how we are going to paint this beautiful picture of this inflection point to intersect these two different dynamics together with our projects, essentially also become a Pied Piper of saying this, yes guys, let's take this AI, put it in our arsenal of project management, and go ahead with it with this trust that, yes, it will have the underneath component of sustainability, of environment, culture, societal norms with us. So with that in the mind, I would like to invite all my panelists who are going to accompany with me. All are talented, extremely experienced individuals with us, all are PhD doctors. First of all, I would like to invite on the stage Dr. Jasmina. Hello, Dr. Jasmina, good afternoon. Thanks for coming up. You can have a seat. So about Dr. Jasmina, okay, she's the CEO of SE Institute and education leader and strategist with public speaking as well, with over 18 years of experience in corporate and academia, spanning nationality capacity building and sustainability leadership. And she has experience in destination development initiatives as well. So she's our first panelist over here. For our second panelist, please put your hands together, guys, for Dr. Mamoon. Hello, Dr. Mamoon. Welcome. Welcome on board. We are happy to have you here. Dr. Mamoon Atout is the senior specialist in PMO at DEVA, and with 38 years of experience in employment history across construction industry. So I think people who are from construction would be much more happy to have him over here to listen something from him, for sure. And the last but not the least, Mr. Fadi. Hello, Dr. Fadi. Welcome on board with us. Thank you so much. Have a seat. So Dr. Fadi, Bayoud is a strategist, transformational leader, and he has over 15 years of experience in multidisciplinary experiences across various managerial, operational, technical, and all commercial roles together in business and project management. So guys, without any further ado, I think I set the context, what this panel is about, what we're going to speak about, and with that in mind, I would start the discussion with our panelists here. To start with Dr. Fadi too, because you came in very recent with out of three. I have a question regarding the impact of the social well-being and supporting the social progress with AI implementation in our project management. So can you provide some examples with your experiences where AI specifically has facilitated the comprehensive sustainable outcomes in the projects, basically?
Thank you, Anchal, and thank you everybody for being here and for having me part of the panel. So IQ was presenting some statistics on people's opinions or project members' opinions about AI, and we see, and you said it yourself, that there are lots of confusion because numbers don't match. And I believe that this comes to the unfortunate fact that people don't yet know what AI is. So allow me please just to put a context around it. So when we talk about AI or artificial intelligence, many people get confused of what AI is and what it is not, what it can do, what it cannot do, and more so importantly, what it should and should not do, because here we have ethics and compliance. And any discussions that I believe, don't take this into account will lead to wrong conclusions, thus wrong decision making. We can even say that the term AI is controversial, and as of now, there is no consensus of what it can do, what it is. And before going there, since we are talking about artificial intelligence, do we really know what intelligence is? And even this term, intelligence, is not very well defined. So in order to artificialize intelligence, we need to know what kind of aspects, elements, characteristics of intelligence we need to, or we can artificialize. And we'll talk about it later, I hope. Now, before going further, we have to make sure that we are talking here about narrow AI. in comparison or in contrast to strong AI, general AI, and super intelligent AI. Both don't exist yet. So narrow AI exists, but strong and super intelligent don't exist. And some people say they should not exist. So now this is a different kind of discussion. So the narrow AI, we can not simplistically say that it is a smart and complex code software that can learn and adapt. And why I'm saying that? Because this needs to be connected what project management requires and what project management personnel need to do. So it's a smart code that learns and adapts. What it analyzes large data sets that humans cannot do. It identifies patterns. It makes data-driven decisions. And what we all use right now, it generates text, like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Bard. So they use machine learning and natural language processing. Now, to answer your question, implementing or designing, developing, and implementing AI can have its positive and negative impacts on projects. And when it comes to sustainability, Dr. Jasmina will talk more about sustainability, but I will approach it from a different angle. So by using AI tools, okay, and techniques and technologies, how is sustainability impacted by maximizing success? How? By delivering projects on time, on budget, without scope creep, and of course reaching other success criteria that each project has. So AI can help in that by what? By being more effective, by helping people be more effective, by improving performance and increase productivity, and by help our existing management systems be more efficient. Okay? By doing that, we can make sure, or we hope that waste is less, and less money is wasted, and less resources are wasted. And this is the way I look at sustainability. If we reduce waste by using AI, we arrive into the positive things. So how now to go specifically, if you allow me, so what are the items in project management that AI can help, narrow AI can help? First things first, it can help in the economic, societal, and environmental impact assessment. How many projects do we know that were approved, were put in tender process, they were delivered, but they did not provide the success criteria or the data, let's put it this way, the data that was used and the analysis that was used to put this project forward was not correct, or was not being done on the right way. So this is where AI can help us as human beings in seeing what we cannot see. Okay? Other more practical things is in resource optimization. AI can help in resource optimization, in risk management, in quality assurance by putting these sensors and cameras and laser scanners. They can help. I'm talking about, by the way, construction industry, because I come from the construction industry as well. So it helps in stakeholder and communication management. For example, if a ChatGPT, for example, API, can run through the communication of the project, they can feel sentiments of different stakeholders in decision-making, cost control, and so on and so forth. So from my point of view, because I'm not specialized in sustainability, I see AI as a tool that can help us maximize our success, and by maximizing our success, we will deliver projects that are better fit for the society, the environment, and the business as a whole.
Perfect. I think it was a quite comprehensive response to that, Dr. Fadi. Coming to Dr. Mamoon, I would like to take this opportunity to bring it to you into the mix here now, especially when we say about the framework, and you are, of course, one of the important person in the PMO area. So how the framework of project management per se is going to contribute to the project success through the people who have specific skills like data decision making and data privacy are the major activities they normally take as a major task. How it will help those projects and people there?
Well, this is a very important question. It might take a long time, actually, to answer that question. But however, once we talk project management, we're all familiar with project management. It's a discipline of organizing, planning, executing, monitoring, okay, the resources and the tasks almost on a daily basis, okay, to ensure that the projects will be delivered on time. Project management, okay, is an art. Project management is handing over the project with zero claims, zero delays, zero analysis, zero accidents, and zero disputes. Some others, they said project management is client satisfaction. Others, they said project management is an art, which I do believe. To run project management to the maximum professional level to ensure that the project will be delivered according to the accomplished goals and so on, okay, you should have specific skills that should be managed, okay, and executed by experts. So the actions, okay, and the tasks must be run by expert people who should have enough or good skills and competencies and understand a minimum level of standards that must apply to the project management aspects. Now the question is, does every engineer can run a project, okay, through project management if you don't have the enough knowledge about project management? That's why it's extremely important to understand the phases and the processes of project management to ensure, okay, how to apply these aspects. Well, I have identified from the experience, okay, and the common practice, 6 major elements that engineers and managers and expertise of project management must focus on, okay, to ensure that they will deliver projects on time. One of these elements, or the 6 elements I might talk about, okay, the framework of general project management, or the general framework of project management, where the minimum thing or the minimum information being fully familiar with the project charter and the content of the project charter. I don't have the time to talk about the content of project charter, but at least I should be familiar, okay, with the content and the information recorded in the project charter. The second thing, okay, the project success factor, okay, which should be familiar what are the factors that will help me to run this project. At least, okay, the involvement of the stakeholders. I understand the effect of the stakeholders. When I have to call them, okay, how they will be informed, when I should call them around the table, what they need, what makes them happy, okay, to ensure that there will be no obstacles, okay. The skills of the people who will run, okay, the project. Certain skills and competencies. They should be flexible, they should be adaptable, they should be agile. They should understand, okay, how to lead by examples, okay, to determine the problems, okay, to avoid these problems, okay. The fourth factor is the support elements of implementing project management, okay, which is identifying the milestones, understanding the risk, identify the potential risk at the very early stage of the project, okay, and then having or encouraging the team to be very active team, okay, by solving the conflicts and organizing the team to the maximum professional level, and then understand the critical problems that I might face in the project through understanding or preparing the communication plan for the projects at very early stage of the project. So we all understand project management, but we need the good skills, we need the experienced people, we need the educated people who have the enough experience and skills to run projects through project management processes through the 5 phases that we all familiar to ensure that the projects will be delivered on time, within time, scope, cost, and quality.
Wonderful. I think we have really got a good balance because Dr. Fadi, you spoke about implication of AI now first. What is AI, different type of AIs, and how is it evolving with us? And with Dr. You have told about the basics about projects, right?
Yes. So they should be familiar, as I said, okay, flexible, adaptable, okay, agile, okay, for the new trends, to cope with the new trends, okay, and the new trends on these days, the AI, okay, the sustainable design. So I should be ready, okay, for the applications, the implications of the AI. I should understand the basics of the AI. How can I utilize, okay, the informations of technology, of the data analysis, of the AI, okay, to my daily task as a project manager under the umbrella of project management.
Perfect. So I think that's really put us into right position, Dr. Jasmina, now to we are coming towards the people part. You spoke about people need to be aware, people need to be equipped and agile enough to understand these data points. So coming to the people side of the thing, what is the significance of developing the skills and providing the training opportunities to people specifically, especially the people who are project managers here, to achieve the environmental and corporate sustainability goals? Because you are expert in sustainability side of the thing. So how you will respond to this situation here?
Well, thank you very much. That's actually a very good question. Thank you for that, and also to my fellow speakers. I would just like to mention right at the start that I think keynote speakers actually set the scene perfectly for what we're discussing right now. So apart from highlighting the importance of AI in project management, I believe Dr. Essa actually really highlighted the importance of sustainability being implemented into every project. And I also liked, somebody mentioned projectization and approaching, actually achieving different tasks through that project management manner. So back to your question. First thing I would like to highlight is how important I find position of project managers. I'm sad to hear somebody mentioned your contribution is often overlooked, which is such a shame. So project managers actually have a great responsibility on their shoulders, not just for the project, but the impact and orchestrating all the stakeholders that they're working with. Now, from that position comes this immense power to actually impact how every part of the project or how every stakeholder will be managed, and I hope in a more sustainable manner. Now, I just want to, more as a disclaimer, sustainability is often misunderstood. We often think only environmental sustainability, but it's such a broad concept, and that's why it's also very, very difficult to grasp. It has to be heavily contextualized to the project or to the topic, industry, subject matter area. So it's in a way very abstract concept, and that's why it's so hard for people that just think,
perceive it.
Yes, yeah. It's very difficult to actually bring it down to the project management level. But it's actually very easy. There are very practical aspects of sustainability, and it would be wonderful if all project managers had that training and the skill set and the knowledge to inject sustainability in absolutely every project that they're managing. So when it comes to that, again, it depends on the industry that you're in. I think it's very important that you're aware of the power you have and the communication with stakeholders, but the skill set I find is missing in a lot of individuals. Where I work at the Institute, we do work with a lot of companies that approach us and actually highlight the fact that there is no basic awareness. Now, this is a very scary fact because we talk about sustainability so much, we talk about climate change, but actually, I have to say, majority of companies are grasping for that basic awareness from, let's say, strategic level. I'm talking from boardroom all the way to retail spaces. Now, on the other hand, so that is really important that we understand that awareness has to be built. Another part that we have to understand that there are no technical skills. So for all of you here who are engineers, I think it might be more, I guess, easy to grasp the concept of sustainability when it comes to utilization of resources, energy management, and so on. But for everyone else, that technical aspect is actually quite difficult. So that's the challenging part, but that is only environmental sustainability part. And then we obviously have the strategic part of sustainability. How do we inject it? Not just on a corporate level, let's say on a boardroom level, but project managers actually have, if they have the knowledge and skills, they can inject it in the project, and they can run projects in a more sustainable manner. And then another misconception about sustainability is that it's not economically potentially feasible. So it's very hard to convince people that you
hard ROI coming out of it.
It's very, sometimes, especially boards, that sustainability is not a topic that is a cost center. It's not purely CSR. No, it's something actually very concrete, and that can translate into a lot of savings on projects and in anything else that we want to achieve in our organization. So for every objective, there is actually part of sustainability, but we have to be creative. And for that, we need the skills, we need the knowledge, and I hope there will be more and more courses that will actually provide more concrete skill set. There, I would probably highlight just a few. We talk about climate change a lot, but I do find that a lot of people lack that understanding when we talk about carbon accounting. So when we talk about scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, what does that mean? How do we offset for carbon emissions, etc. And I have to tell you, it's not easy, especially when you're doing it for the first time. At the Institute, we did something, I guess, very similar to what Dr. Essa mentioned for University of Dubai. So we built a building that is net zero carbon. But it took a lot of trial and error, and it actually took a lot of focus and drive right from the top that we do something that is, and actually we were first to even try to accomplish this. So right from the design stage, we have to inject it. So project manager has to be aware of all the stages of this. And then finally, in the operational part of actually being on campus and running it as net zero carbon, it is also challenging. It takes a lot of evaluation, measurement, auditing, etc. So I would be very happy to see each and every project manager actually being from aware to having technical skill set all the way to being able to strategize. And my last point on this question is supply chain. Project managers have immense power when it comes to supply chain, and supply chain is very responsible for a lot of waste or carbon emissions and so on. So a lot of sustainability related issues. Project managers can really influence that. They can work with procurement to actually, and this is something very concrete, work right from the start with the procurement team to make sure that they select suppliers that align with their values when it comes to sustainability. Thank you very much.
So I think that really puts all the project leaders, and if not per se even the project leaders, I think we have now one more thing to embrace. Okay, the learning and awareness about sustainability and how it is, we are empowered, as she said. The project leaders are empowered and they have this influence to make an impact if they are quite aware about these facts and numbers and the basis around sustainability there. Coming to the Dr. Mamoon, I would like to come back to you for the construction industry specifically, because that is one industry which is really heavily dominating the sustainability aspect to a point. So the question for you I would like to put up through is that, could you please provide an actual instance where AI has played a role in the project management in this industry of construction, aiding timely delivery of the project?
Well, okay, I'm an engineer, all right? I've been in this industry for almost 39 years. To say about myself I'm an expert in AI, it's impossible. It's not my field. But I'm trying to understand for the last 10 years, whatever possible I can get from AI. There was no AI at that time. We had the computers, we had emails, we have technology, we have data, we have analysis, and then drone came, then AI came, and every expert or every specialist, he said, I'm an AI specialist, okay? And sometimes I sit and ask myself, what's the difference between me and them? What is the level of information he has that I don't have, okay? And then I discovered that it's extremely important and it's extremely necessary to practice ourselves, regardless what's our job are, okay, is to optimize the information about the AI, okay, that are valuable, or you can use it, okay, or optimize it in your project. Now, for example, I'll give an example. For the designers or the contractors or the project managers, okay, the analysis of the weather, the data analyzed about the weather on daily basis for the last 2 years, let's say, is a good data that can be interpreted or fit into the AI, and having the average of the weather or the rain and then accordingly I can establish my resources and my timetable for the project according to the data that had been interpreted or found out by the AI. This is one of the examples, that can be a benefit for the AI. Another example, I can say monitoring, the quality of the products, or the quality of the produced work by using the drones, where the drones, they will shift or transfer the updated informations and the pictures and the data related to what has been produced, to the inspectors or to the operators or the project manager. This is another benefit. Another benefit from the AI, is having the benefit of the emails, and enhancing the communication process within the stakeholders through the AI, by having the latest informations, the keywords, the subjects, the topics, the alerts, and so on, reminding the project manager. So this is another procedure where we can enhance, our services through the AI. I don't want to talk about BIM. There is a very big benefits about BIM, where rather than using, the AutoCAD, the Rivets, which is the extension to many other programs, but nowadays BIM, it will give many, which is building information management. It will give many informations related to the projects, to the quantity, to the cost, to the changes, to many things. The other things is good actually in AI, as I said, we should be flexible, we should be adaptable, we should be agile also. So if there is any modification to the design, if there is any changes that comes during the work progress, rather than following the traditional way by waiting the approval from the client, the inspectors and the consultant, and give the cost analysis, I can go to the AI, as long as the data is in there by using maybe PIM, it will give me the cost impact, the time impact immediately within 2 clicks or 3 clicks. Maybe architects, they know that, which we practice now. So these are some informations about the AI itself, and other to that, maybe I can say the ChatGPT, and there is, I'm sure, for the coming 5 years, there are many things, but again, because 2 or 3 days ago, somebody asked a question, I remember, about as long as there is AI, are we going to still exist as the project managers? Yes, we will still exist, because I might say we do manage AI, not AI manage us, because still, whatever you get from the AI, you have to review it, and to make sure it's correct. So we should have the minimum level of informations of the data analysis, how the data analysis can be interpreted to the AI, and what is the outcomes. What kind of services, it depends upon the level of objectives of my project. How can I get benefit? Why am I develop that project? What's the reason beyond that? What are the benefits available in AI? I can have it and put it to my projects to make sure that objectives will be accomplished. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Mamoon. I think that was a very needed explanation about construction industry, because I've been hearing outside in the lobby as well, there are some people from the sector of construction here.
Yes.
Who was asking me specific questions like how really construction industry is evolving with this all fast-paced changing things. And even for the matter, is in the project management is really in specific aid to as a construction. And now we are talking not only project management, we're talking about AI on the top of project management. So definitely it really makes sense what you just spoke about. Now, theoretically and practically, we all know, right, that AI, although more specifically, we talk about Gen AI concepts. The 3 C's of AI is predominantly, heavily dominated is in the form of cost. AI is not cheap. It might be cheap if the people is thinking about the democratized way. Now I can go and then type in ChatGPT and then manage everything. But to run that model is not cheap at all. Not at all. So first is the cost. Second is the data, because AI is going to work on data. So that brings the complexity, that second C. The complexity is evolving, and with the big data advent and how do we manage the data governance practice is also going to influence a lot AI models down the line. And the third, but the last C, is the cost. To run an AI large language models, the millions is being pumped them through. So when we talk about cost, it's very important that every business will stand their ears and eyes when they think about what are the research and going into this AI concept. So with that in mind, Dr. Jasmina,
Yes.
or you have something?
Yeah, expediting the design process, one of the benefits of the AI. Before, maybe the design of this project is 8 months. Within the AI now, we can have it within 4 months, probably 3 months, okay? We will not find difficulties in specifying the criteria of the design. Technical specifications can be also enhanced by using the AI. But the question is, maybe that's why we don't have enough time to talk about this. Okay, who's the expert who can manage this AI topics? Okay, we can get an expert, okay, to run the AI decision. So what is the criteria? What's the specifications? What the skills he should have, okay, to run all our, okay, objectives and requirements and bring us the right data.
So I think for the precisely, Dr. Jasmina, would you like to explain the application of AI in sustainability projects basically, and then how is it really getting into the areas of supporting management consulting aspect of that?
Thank you for that question. So basically, I wear many hats, and one of them is running consulting arm at the Institute, and previously have done a lot of management consulting. We embraced AI very quickly, especially LLM. So obviously these models, large language models, were very useful. And I have to highlight something here that usually we don't talk about. This is predominantly not native English-speaking environment. We actually found the quality of work improved by utilizing AI. And I'm not shy to say that, because essentially the essence of the project, consulting project, is there from a human side. But then again, making that more efficient, working more efficiently with AI made it really better for all of us. And a lot of staff became, a lot of people in my team became a lot more confident with utilization of AI. But I'm going back to what you mentioned. We have to keep that control. We have to review, we have to edit, we have to have that critical eye. We cannot just accept it. Recently,
keeping human in the loop.
Absolutely, absolutely. We cannot rely on it. It's a tool at the moment. Where it's going to go, I cannot predict. There are some scary scenarios. But at the moment, it does help a lot in management consulting projects. But it also, of course, helps with timelines or alerts, risk management, and so on. So it obviously predicts very well. And again, it needs a human touch, and it needs control on the other end. It helps us a lot, especially in sustainability projects. If I'm just zooming in now, when it comes to sustainability projects, not necessarily management consulting, it really helps us optimizing resource management, which is very important for us. So whichever client we generally work with, we try to optimize resource management. Obviously, that goes to human resources initially, but we also apply it in every other sense. When it comes to that, we look at energy management a lot in the projects we're doing, especially when it comes to decarbonization journeys and strategies, ESG strategies, and so on. So there's a lot of, we can say, AI can assist in analysis, in resource allocation. We are, at the Institute, we're using it obviously integrated with building management system. So I'm sure most of the people in the audience know that we need to really control this demand side management when it comes to energy consumption. And this is where AI can be extremely useful. So with obviously IoT, integrated AI, and building management systems, we actually get very efficient. We actually operate in very energy efficient building, and we're now applying in different projects that same modeling to make sure that we decarbonize, in some cases, even whole districts. The recent project in Saudi Arabia was exactly that, 1.6 square kilometers of area that needs to go through decarbonization journey. So AI, very, very useful, and developing sort of in parallel with sustainability topics. So it's an interesting topic, and it requires a lot of multidisciplinarity in the way we think, the way we're skilled, and so on. So I would say don't get scared of any of these topics. Just dive right in and learn more about them. It makes you more employable. And if you're an employer, it also adds to your employer branding, that people are actually advancing and are aware of skills both in AI and sustainability. I think I mentioned most of it. The offsetting carbon footprint is also very important. So combination of machine learning and blockchain technology allows for a lot more transparency when it comes to carbon offsets. So this is where it helps. Another, of course, way it helps is also generating a lot of reports. So if you take a framework such as GRI, you can then have AI to assist you generate reports as such, and more platforms actually provide exactly that. So it's not as challenging as it used to be. Yes, thank you.
So I think that brings us to the last question at the desk now. Dr. Fadi, I will come back and circling back with you at the last now. So we spoke about a lot of stuff about sustainability. Now, coming to the AI and the risks. Okay, everybody has these questions, and they keep on asking these type of questions in different segments and fragments. So how do you perceive the risk of over-reliance now in the AI technology, and especially in the project management aspect of AI? And then what do you think about key strategies, what project managers may adopt or should adopt to harness these technological changes effectively and efficiently, responsibly also? What's your views to conclude the panel thing?
Very well. Now, we said that AI is a tool, right? My colleagues agree, and you agree, I hope, as well, that it is a tool. Now, this tool, we are using it for project management, right? But project management by itself does not exist by itself.
Yep.
It exists within institutions,
yes.
Okay? So any risk of using new technology or new innovation starts with the institution and with the elements of the institution, right? And we have to know that we are, if I may just use a term here, that we are now in an era of inversion. It means that we have unconventional shifts, and we have to reconfigure our paradigms. And Johannes and Eike mentioned this in their strategy and in what they mentioned. So this inversion, of course, it comes with lots of risks and as well lots of opportunities, right? So if we talk about risks of AI, it will not take over the world, okay? Hopefully. But what kind of risks that it will impose upon us as people who are working in institutions and people who are working on projects? It will change the landscape of institutions, I believe. It will change it definitely. And this is a risk by itself, but as well, it is an opportunity. Okay?
Just for the sake of the timing, we have to just keep it a bit short, but importantly, just speak about ethical also.
Oh?
Ethical risks.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm coming there. So, just to make things short, I could figure out 4 categories where risk can be present: human factor risks, technical strategic risks, ethical and compliance risk, and operational risk. Now, and you know, when we talk about risks or about AI, and I agree with Eike and Johannes, it's not what I as Fadi think. It's what we observe and what we find. It's not a single person or single institution. We have to collaboratively work on it so that we can collaboratively find solutions to impact humanity, as you mentioned. So it's not Fadi who is supposed to give answers. I hope that I will be able to give you questions that might provide you with answers. So we have 4, I found 4 risk factors, human factors. For example, some of the examples of risks or questions are around risk, I would say. How to avoid the possibility of loss of human judgment and creativity. Okay? This, if we over-rely on AI or narrow AI, we might become lazy, unfortunately. Another question is how to overcome the over-automation and skill loss. When we go to, for example, technical and strategic risks, we will depend on data availability. So what systems do we need to provide us with reliable data, accurate and precise? Are we overestimating the AI capabilities? In terms of ethics, how can we respond to the possibility of neglect of ethical considerations? These are all questions around specific risks, okay? Will we not depend on unseen algorithms? Even those who are working on AI, they have no idea how the LLM works, the large language model work. ChatGPT, those who invented it, they say, we don't know. Now, as project managers, as directors of institutions, how can we really trust what we don't know when we have to really take decisions that have heavy impact, okay? And of course, operational risk that will have different questions. Now, these strategies, right? I formed a few strategies because as we know, we are chartering, we are navigating through uncharted landscape. It's a new landscape for project management in general. So I have 5, let's say strategies, if I may call them strategies, if you allow me, so that project managers, project management teams, and corporate executives need to look into that. First of all, start building governance and systems if you don't have them. If you have them, apply them. Because once AI or automation, smart automation comes in, those governance are needed. And they will change. Now we are talking about human governance. We need to think about governance for AI, for digital personas. Okay? Second, consider ethics and compliance in everything that you do. You don't want an AI to provide questionable insights. Third, and I think Dr. Bestaki will love this, embrace strategic foresight and futures thinking as a strategic skill and scenario plans. Yes, we don't know the future, but we can be proactive by having strategic foresight and futures thinking inside our organization and use scenario planning as Dr. Bestaki was. This is a very important future skill, especially when we are talking about the unknown. And AI, as project managers, you know, we have the unknown. AI is unknown. The fourth strategy, adopt systemic thinking within the organization. We already have now systems within organizations that are managed by humans. Imagine in 10 years or even more, we will have systems, AI systems that are made of subsystems dealing with human systems and dealing with digital systems. So you have to have this systemic thinking within your organization. Fifth, continuous learning and skill development. And both my colleagues mentioned that at all levels. What is AI? How it can benefit? How it should not be used? How it should be used? So, and trust credible sources. There are lots of wrong things about AI on LinkedIn and different portals. Trust credible sources. The last thing, start learning how to collect reliable data. My colleague here mentioned reliable data, and I come from construction industry. Do you know why it's very hard now to apply AI in construction industry? Because we don't have accurate data. We don't have enough data. So, as an organization, put in your governance that you need to start to learn how to collect data, because AI is based on data. Wrong data, wrong insights, and you don't want to go there, okay? So in summary, whoever proactively and preactively using foresight and futures thinking, cultivate a learning mindset and balance technological advancement with ethical needs of humans, I believe they will be able to navigate this landscape with less risks.
Thank you so much. I think that was very important answers for the people to listen out, because ahead of the time, we are almost finished the time here. To conclude the discussion, the audience here, I think a more important point to take away is that we learned about ethical risk. We learned about how the sustainability concept needs to be ingrained as a moral imperative to all of us. I think it's important decisions that we as a project managers need to understand, of course. And I think more importantly, I would conclude with saying with the 4 Ds. The 4 Ds would be, of course, we all as a leaders, project leaders and the project managers have to understand is these 4 Ds will drive all this discussion, and in this context round is the first is desire. The desire of being sustainable, the desire of being right, doing right things in the right way. Second would be the decision. So second D is decision, making the right decision based on the data, leveraging AI together, make the right decisions. Third one would be the determination, which we all project managers have on our sleeves, because that is our commitment to our projects, to our companies, to our organization, to our community. And the last but not the least, devotion. Without devotion, nothing works, and nothing works, and nothing works. So I think we all together here to uphill this task, and that is what, thank you so much to all the panelists for this final contribution from their side.